Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Happy Top Talent Tuesday. How's everybody doing? I hope your week is off to a great start. I am April of All for HR Business Solutions, and we're here with coffee with All for HR and Business Solutions. So again, I hope your morning is off to a great start. So we're going to talk a little bit today over our coffee. I got my coffee here. We're going to talk a little bit of, we're going to talk about, this is mid-year check-in, our HR mid-year check-in. So we want to know how you're doing as we ramp up for the scary thing to think of. But the last 6 months of 2025, where has the year gone? I have no idea. It's just like a fleeting thought, right? Um, so we're going to talk about five simple ways to evaluate your HR strategies and your processes to make sure they align with your company goals. We're going to talk about that, talk about a little bit about a couple examples, and then I want to tell you about a great workshop series, 3-day workshop series that is coming up. It is right upon us. I've been marketing it all for the last few weeks. And so we'll talk a little bit about that as well, which is the mastering workplace harmony. Okay. So again, good morning and happy Top Talent Tuesday to everybody. So, this July is mid-year check-in, right? And so we want to know what we're doing, how we're doing, how things going in the business. Do you see that you've had a good year so far? Are you dealing with some challenges this year in the first half? And if so, let's get those challenges behind us and um, go in a direction that you meant to go in the beginning, right? At the beginning of the year. So we're talking again about 5 simple ways to evaluate your HR strategies and your processes in your business. Okay. And so let's get back over here. So number 1 is, uh, where are we? Here we are. Okay, sorry about that, folks. So right here, we are talking about number 1, which is reviewing the objectives that you set for yourself for the year. Okay. Start by looking at what goals you set. Did you want to review your hiring process, your recruiting process, your onboarding process? Did you set any HR initiatives for the year? Where are you at? So you want to look at those main goals and see if the strategies that you're using are supporting that achieving that goal. For example, if your company, it means your goal was to expand internationally, where are you at in that process? Check those strategies about hiring, recruiting, and hiring on a global level. That's one example. Okay. Number 2, analyze your employee performance data. Okay. Yep. Data. We use data. Data is very important. Okay. So look at your performance reviews. See where you're at, where your employees are at in terms of the goals that you set, your employees set for the first 6 months, for the year rather. This is the time to benchmark where your employees are in that process. Okay. If those goals need to, improve, if the direction needs to be changed, say for instance, one of your goals is to improve customer service, right? What strategies did you put in place to achieve that, and where are you at? Okay, did you want to increase your customer base and your deliverable to your customers? Where are you at in that process? And then see if any programs are needed if you're not on track for that goal to get you to that by the end of the year. This is the half year mark, so you still got time to get things to achieve those goals. Okay. Number three, this is one of my favorite. Get employee feedback. That is very important. I encourage employee feedback all year round, quarterly, mid-year, and at the end of the year. And when we talk about you getting feedback from your employees, you want to see where you are with your customers as well. Okay, ask your employees for their thoughts on the HR policies and procedures that you may have implemented at the beginning of the year. Okay, and so for instance, if you want to increase employee retention, how how do your employees feel about where you are in that process? Do you feel like you are retaining employees better? Are they more engaged? And gather feedback on what things are making your employees stay, okay, or leave, and adjust your strategies accordingly. That's very important. Employee feedback is extremely important. Okay. And number four, compare the industry standards with, you want to benchmark um, your HR practices against your industry. Okay. Best practices. If other companies are offering flexible working hours, is that working for them? Are you offering flexible work hours? Are your employees having challenges about not having that benefit offered to them? Okay, it helps with retaining top talent. We know we're in an age now, which it's always been this way, but there's so many things out here, and a lot of times employees again are dealing with childcare issues. They're dealing with issues with taking care of elderly parents, or a sick parent, or whatever that looks like for your employees. You want to be accommodating to them. You want to be flexible, if you will, so that they're not burnt out and stressed. Okay, so see what other employers or companies in your industry are doing in terms of flexible schedules. And if you're not think of offering flexible schedules. Is it something you may want to consider? Or that's just an example. That's one of many examples. Okay. And number five, measuring the outcomes. Again, where are you at now in terms of the initiatives or the goals that you set for your company and your employees at the beginning of the year? Okay, evaluate those results, the HR initiatives. If you wanted to reduce hiring costs, check and see how your recruitment process is, and for instance, the job board that you're using, is it yielding the results that you're looking for? And remember, you're supposed to be forecasting. So if you are perhaps, I talked to a young man a couple months ago, and he said, "Oh, I think in a while we're going to start recruiting for the holiday season. We're mid-year. Time is flying by. So you want to plan for that. That should be something that you planned at the beginning of the year. When are you needing to start recruiting for your heaviest year, your heaviest, the busiest time of the year for your business? Individuals that summertime is their highest volume. They should have started in like the fall of last year, right? So that you're not crunched to get the great candidates that you need to join your team. You're not in a pinch and you're trying to just get anybody in a seat, right? So those that are perhaps hiring for the holiday, they should be well on their way to hiring, right? So that's an example of how you should be checking those HR initiatives, whatever those goals were set. or that were set you said at the beginning of the year. Where are you at in time in terms of achieving those goals with your company and your employees? Okay, so some examples. Say, for instance, a goal is to foster innovation and ensure that you have plans, processes in place to encourage creativity. Consider doing brainstorming sessions or innovation workshops with your team, okay, to help foster innovation, to encourage creativity, to encourage your employees to think out of the box. Okay, if your objective is to approve in diversity, what HR processes and steps are you taking to get those things to improve diversity in your business? Review your hiring process practices to see if you're attracting a diverse pool of candidates. Okay. And for instance, if you want to increase employee engagement, look at your participation rates with your team in company events, in training programs, and see if they're increasing among your staff. Okay, so those are the things that we're doing this year, or we're benchmarking for July and seeing where we are in those processes. Are we almost to the goal? How far are we away? Or have we made significant strides to reach those goals by the end of the year? Okay, if you have questions, be sure to drop them below. I'd be glad to answer them. Okay, we're offering a free workshop on July 29th on just this, on how you are gauging your goals for the year and what does a mid-year check-in look like. Okay, so I'll drop that information below. Also, we have our 3-day workshop series, which is entitled Mastering Workplace Harmony. It's a 3-day series from July 15th, 16th, and 17th. The day one is conflict resolution made easy. Day two is progressive discipline issues. And day three is supervisors briefing on bullying and harassment. This is a great series that I put together in response to a survey that I did. I did a survey a couple months ago where I wanted to know on my LinkedIn profile, on Facebook, and on Instagram, what are the biggest issues that employers are dealing with? And the number one issue was conflict resolution. And so that's what this series is for. This series is $197 for all 3 days. If you want the replay is $247, but you can sign up now. I'll drop the link below. This series is something you want to add to your HR library. Okay. Don't forget Freedom Friday. If you want to drop a Freedom Friday question, drop hashtag Freedom Friday HR question. Put a question. We select your question. You get a gift. How cool is that? And we answer your question live on Friday. Okay, so that's what I have for you this morning. I want to thank you so much for joining me. It has been a joy as always. I hope again your week is off to a fantastic start as we rev up for the last half of 2025. Jeez, I don't know where the first half went. I have no idea. So we got to catch up. We got to get ready for a phenomenal last half of 2024. Okay. So listen, if you haven't had a chance, be sure to follow us on Instagram at ALL4HR. We are on Facebook at ALL4HR and Business Solutions, and we are on LinkedIn at ALL4HR and Business Solutions, and Twitter at ALL4HR. Okay, don't forget to join our free Facebook group, which is the Small Business HR Success Hub. A lot of goodies in there for you. Okay. So, and also follow our Facebook, our YouTube channel, which is April Halliburton Offer HR Biz. All right, folks, I'm signing off, getting ready for the rest of my day. I want you to enjoy the rest of your Top Talent Tuesday. Don't forget, business can be like a circus, so don't let HR be the elephant in the room. Have a great one, and I will check you guys out later. Stay safe and be kind.